Man, he seemed to be the enemy all week long, but now it seems like a star. I mean, we're hearing these chants outside this venue right now. I mean, what are your thoughts on him as a champion?
Yeah, no, listen, a lot of questions going into this thing. You know, never been in a main event like this, never felt the heat, the pressure. He couldn't have looked any better. Against a Volk who looked really good, too. That fight was heating up. They were exchanging. Topuria looked solid, man, very solid.
Yeah. Ilya immediately said, hey, he wants to go to Spain to do this. You had mentioned Spain before it was on the radar. Does that become an immediate priority?
I want to go to Spain, too. We're going to Spain. Yeah.
You think his first title defense will be there, or is that too soon to make happen?
No. Yeah. If there's a venue available for us, we'll be there.
Last thing, I'll just ask you about the UFC 300 main event. You know, you talked about all the drama that it took building up to it and all the options you looked at. Why did you settle on what you settled, and what are your thoughts on the fight?
I wouldn't say that I settled.
Settled, decided on. It's apologies.
Yeah, listen, we were out there talking to lots of people, trying to make lots of fights, and in this business, it's about taking opportunities. Leadlining UFC 300 with all the buzz and all the energy around it. Let me say this: Leon Edwards has had like 3 opponents throughout this thing. Leon Edwards doesn't say no to anybody. This kid is an absolute stud. He's had like 3 opponents thrown at him during UFC 300. Yes. Was willing to take on anybody, man. Kid's an absolute stud. Leon, thank you. Much respect.
Dana, going back to the guys that haven't taken that opportunity to get on the headline of UFC 300, why was that? Were they asking for too much money? Did they feel they had
No. This was not about money. It was all about timing. We got 3 killer cards in a row. And in this business, you have injuries and all kinds of other bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. And you know, we've been talking about 300 forever, and we were just trying to make the best fights that we could possibly make. We had 2 more fights to make, and we were trying to put on 2 badass fights. So these 2 guys are it. I mean, I'm sure if you saw the video, I walked through who they both are, what they've both done. Both guys are hungry. They both want it. No way that fight sucks.
In the past, we've seen for UFC 200, for Conor Aldo, we've seen these like epic trailers, sort of movie trailers. Do you think we could see one of them come back for 300?
Say that again?
In the past, for big events like Conor versus Aldo, you had them walking down the streets of Las Vegas. Do you think we could get one of those trailers for 300?
No, I have to, now that you said it, I guess, right? I got to figure something out.
You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Just wanted to know, what did you think of Ilya's performance, and how do you think of him going forward as the champion of the UFC?
Yeah, I think he looked great. Listen, obviously, Volk's one of the greatest of all time, and he's definitely the greatest in that weight class ever. And Topuria looked damn good in his last fight, and he looked damn good tonight. If he keeps his head together and, you know, continues to do what he's doing, he's going to be a force in that division.
And you heaped a lot of praise on Leon Edwards there for his willingness to fight at 300.
Yeah.
What happens now? He's not going to be on the card, so is he wanting to fight soon? Or are you trying to get him at 301 or 302?
Yeah, listen, the guy's willing to fight 3 different opponents. And obviously, if it was for UFC 300, it's 3 nasty opponents. This guy doesn't care. He'll fight anybody. And, you know, think about this. We call, and we're talking about UFC 300. You're going to headline, you're going to fight this guy. Then we call back and say, the fight that's going to happen. You're going to fight this guy, right? And then the 3rd time we call and change opponents on him again. It's just crazy. And this guy could care less. He's up for the challenge. He's ready to fight anybody. I love it. Respect it very much.
So you sorted through a few different opponents for him. Where do you go back to next time? Is it still Bilal at like the top?
I have no idea what we're going to do yet. He's not fighting on 300 when we figure it out.
Yeah.
Then we'll